this past weekend confirmed something for me. There's actually multiple Japans. Hear me out. There's the Japan that lives online, that lives in people who have never been to Japan. Then there's the generalized, internalized Japan from people's experiences. It's the Japan you think you know when you live here. Then there's reality, the Japan that exists, that doesn't care about rules, it just is. It is a spot on Earth, if you will. I experienced that Japan last weekend, and if you've only seen Japan through the internet, you might not believe what I saw. In Shimonoseki, and there's this beautiful wedding venue, and you think, oh my gosh, it's like this little French place, how cute. But I spray with my little eye. Is that an Italian flag? So it all started in Shimonoseki, which is the last gate to Kyushu. It basically connects Kyushu Island to the mainland of Japan. I was going to take the Shinkansen there. Now, the Kyushu Shinkansen is pretty self-explanatory. The Shinkansen in general is pretty self-explanatory. And having lived here for a while, I thought, oh yeah, I'll just walk up to a counter, pay my money, and then be on my way. But I did not realize that Shimonoseki has 2 different stations. And I bought several wrong tickets that cost a lot of money. So immediately before the trip even started, I was kind of panicking. And if you've ever traveled on a budget, you will know that moment where you're like, oh, I'm totally fucked. Like, I missed the train that I thought I was supposed to get on. I thought there was no way that I was going to get to Shimonoseki in time. And I was like, oh my god, I've just ruined everything. What have I done? But from this experience, I have the best travel tip for anyone who wants to travel to Japan. And that is, if you are in doubt, if you do not know, if you are confused, go to the ticket office and buy your tickets at the ticket office from a person. Just literally close your phone, get rid of your phone. Your phone doesn't know anything. Google Maps. The ticket people were amazing. Absolutely, relieved all of the stress from my body. They printed out an itinerary for me in English, even though we were communicating in Japanese. They didn't even ask any questions. They immediately refunded my ticket and gave me the right ticket. And honestly, if you go to a ticket counter, they will give you the best available, times, all the way to your destination, even if it's outside the Shinkansen. If you just wait a little bit in a line to get a ticket, it may save you not only your time, if you mess things up, but also your money, because they can give you the quickest, fastest, and cheapest route. And if you are interested in learning some Japanese for when you come to Japan, please subscribe, because we will be going over that as well. So I get off the Shinkansen to transfer to a local train to get to Shimonoseki. And as soon as I get on this local train, I was a little shocked, not gonna lie, because if there was a checklist of things that people say don't do this, don't do that on a train in Japan, every fucking rule was broken. There were kids swinging on handlebars. Someone was coughing up a lung, no mask. No one was queuing. Regular people in priority seats. You guys would not believe me when I tell you this. A man was literally drinking beer, open can, on the train. I cannot make this up, guys. Drinking beer on the train. We were the only foreigners on this train. We were looking around what the fuck is going on? And all the while, right, people were chit-chatting on the train, talking, laughing, whatever. And the funniest thing, actually, about this was that absolutely nobody cared. Nobody cared. Everyone was looking around just, chill as fuck. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not gonna lie, all these rules politely broken, just, people were not really bothering anybody. That's the great thing, is that all these rules were broken, but nobody seemed, fucking bothered by any of it. And I'd like to take this time for, if you come to Japan and you are nervous about breaking rules, I just want you to know, Japan is more chill than many people online give it credit for. And if you do make a mistake in Japan, you do a faux pas that you didn't realize, was a rule or whatever, it's okay, girl, it's okay, chill out, it's okay. Just learn for next time, and really, life goes on, we're good. So I probably should have said this in the beginning, but the reason why I was going to Shimonoseki is, which is the most random place in Japan, really. The reason why I was going is because I am moral support for a marathon runner. That is right. I went there for a marathon that I was not actually going to run in. You see, I have terrible feet that cannot run, so I cannot be running, and I was just moral support for somebody who was. Specifically, my friend Dylan. Japan has marathons all over the country, so Shimonoseki's marathon was pretty small, all things considered. As a matter of fact, I was one of 4 foreigners who were in the whole thing, like that I saw both in the race and outside of the race. And me and my friend were 2 of them, so we only saw 2 more. It was very remote, it was very Japanese, and extremely, extremely fun. Almost every single city in Japan, it feels like, has a marathon. I highly recommend going to them. I know that they're early in the morning half the time, but there's so much energy that you don't really get to see that often in Japan. You have people dressing up in banana costumes or like, you know, strapping little Pikachus to their hats. Or, you know, some people dress up as Minnie Mouse. Like, there's so many just weird, wacky costumes, and the vibes are like both intense and also like playful, you know? Some people are really in it to win it. Some people are just out there to, like, you know, do their best. And it's just really great. So especially if you're able to run, join a marathon in Japan if you come here. It is genuinely such a great experience. And I didn't even run this marathon, and I had such a blast. Plus, even in such a small marathon, there were many tents, many vendors set up. And if you complete a marathon in Japan, you will not only get a medal, but you'll also get cool towels, free food, all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, marathons are a lot of fun, and it's a great way for cities to promote their specialties. So, for example, in Shimonoseki, Beru-chan is like their mascot. So that was really fun seeing Beru-chan on about. Very cute, very cute. So this is Dylan's explanation of the marathon. I'll let him tell you about it.
At least 3 or 4 times I actually thought, like, okay, this is it. But I didn't walk a second.
Wow.
I didn't walk at all. I ran the whole thing.
You did what? 407?
405.
405.
I mean,
What was your last
my last marathon was 435.
435, so I said 35 about range.
Yeah, roughly a 30 to 35 minute improvement.
Okay, so what would you do next time?
Differently?
Yeah.
I honestly think it's just like I have to keep up with my same training.
I see.
Because I'm just at the beginning. Like, I'm an endurance athlete baby.
Right.
I've been doing this for like 7 months, 8 months total.
How do you feel now? Like,
I mean, my legs hurt really, really bad. At some point during the run, you will think to yourself, this is the worst idea I've ever had. Like, why am I doing this? It's like a split second, it's just a passing thought. And then afterwards, you're like, doing hard stuff is awesome. But like, yeah, no. I'm so happy with that. It wasn't quite my goal, but like...
oh, I have something special for you.
I could not have ran faster, so...
Are you ready?
Yes. Ah, so going. Thank you. Yeah, but the thing is, there's a really, really strong headwind too, like blowing people to the side. Which was badass, I must say.
Yeah.
But not easy. I mean, if you can get a PR on a course like this, that's a solid PR. That is no like Valencia marathon PR, like totally flat, perfect weather. This is a brutal course.
Let me just say that while this marathon is happening and I'm just like doing my own thing, waiting in the grass, I had several people come up to me and give me bananas for free. I think I walked out with a total of 5 bananas. There were kids running around with like so many bananas in their hands that they were like dropping them all over the floor. It was so adorable. A guy kept like telling me like, you need more bananas, like. And all the while in the background, there's this beautiful tower. There's a beautiful observation tower in the background that I was so excited to go to. And for the event for Shimonoseki, they dropped the price in half. And it was already super cheap, like 600 yen. But they dropped it in half for 300 yen. And going to the top of this thing was so much fun. You can bring your snacks up there. They have like a little cafeteria where you can like watch everything like around you and eat your food. And Shimonoseki from the top, you really see just how small it is, just how little it is, and yet it's so sprawling. There's so much to do. There's so many, like, such an amazing day trip place to go. Like, truly, yeah. Shimonoseki, amazing. And when you go into places like Shimonoseki that are just kind of random and out there, so many people are so friendly to you because, you know, they're not used to seeing foreigners, and they want to know what your experience is, what you're doing in Japan. So, you know, many people complain about how, you know, in Japan, people don't really come up to you. But, you know, during marathons, during events, during special times, it's more comfortable, I think, for people to, in the spirit of celebration, you know, talk with you and meet with you a bit more, I'd say. However, the downside to these events is that hotel prices will skyrocket during the time. So either get them very early or just, you know, expect it to be a bit higher in price than you normally would have a hotel. But personally, for a place like Shimonoseki, we only really spent 1 day there, and that was enough for us. Although it's definitely a place that I would like to go back to, because it is absolutely just so friendly, so beautiful, so nice. And there's even more that we will get into. So Shimonoseki is known for its fugu. Fugu is pufferfish. So if you know anything about pufferfish, you may know that it is one of the most toxic things to eat in the world. If it is not prepared properly, you can die. There's only 4 places in Japan where it is produced. That is Tokyo, Osaka, Shimonoseki, and one other, I think Yamagata. Fugu, as you can imagine, because of how toxic and dangerous it is, you need to have really trained professionals preparing fugu. And, you know, you have to get basically a master's degree in surgery on fish in order to, like, prepare fugu well enough to serve it. And people still die yearly from consuming fugu because they prepare it incorrectly. So it is a very dangerous fish. And because of how dangerous it is, because the stories involved, the things that I've heard, I was not going to try this fish. I was like, there's no way. But because I went to Shimonoseki, because I explored, because I actually talked to people, I learned that it's produced in Shimonoseki, right? You don't necessarily, in order to have fugu, you don't have to, like, go to a restaurant, a specialty restaurant, pay $1 million for them to prepare you, like, a little tiny slice of fugu to eat it raw. And you can even eat it all over Japan, I believe, but it's just super, super expensive because of, you know, the specialty involved in preparing it. And I thought, okay, if fugu isn't dangerous, it's gotta be, like, some sort of gimmick. Like, it's gotta be not even worth it to, like, you know, the danger for you to consume it. And especially for the price that you're paying to consume it, no matter how, like, it's prepared. I thought it's just a gimmick, you know. Japan is full of, like, you know, little gimmicks. Like, I don't know, why the fuck would you eat whale? It's like, why would you do that? It's just a gimmick. But the only way to know if it's really a gimmick is to try it. I have literally never tasted a fish like that before. Like, it was not really as fishy. It wasn't gamey. It was like juicy, almost like chicken of the sea. It was so airy, like light, like the meat itself was fluffy. It was so good. So good. Totally worth it. And I'm not gonna lie, I did keep looking at my clock to see if the 3-hour mark had passed after eating it, because apparently the poison kicks in after 3 hours. So after the 3-hour mark, I was like, okay, I'm safe from fugu. So in conclusion, between the marathon energy, the food, the vibes, the people, Shimonoseki completely surprised me. I came expecting quiet Japan, okay? I came expecting just like Inaka. No, we got chased by a camera crew. Like, when Dylan was in the cages ready to, like, go off for the racing, right? He got interviewed by a TV news outlet. And he was interviewed literally throughout the race, like, as he's running, doing an interview. And then in the end, we were both interviewed. So I guess I'm on Japanese TV now. So that was definitely a lot of fun. I loved every second of this trip. So if you ever have a chance to stop by Shimonoseki, do it. It is so amazing. Eat the fugu. Take the train. If you're not into running or marathoning, there are so many activities in Japan that people are obsessed with, that people love to do. So get into something when you're in Japan. If you have something that you're into now, explore that in Japan. Do that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this story, please subscribe and tell me in the comments what is the most random thing that has happened to you in Japan. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.